Alexa, show me my baby.
Okay.
There she is.
WTF! WTF!
Hello, how are you? I am Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com. You're a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's SmackDown Live. First of all, thank you to Wrestling Edits on the Twitter machine for that introduction. I thought it was good, so I used it. And second of all, last night's SmackDown Live had brand new camera angles. It had brand new frame rates in which it was shot in. Last night's SmackDown Live, presumably, was like garlic bread. It was like looking into the future. But just like this week's Raw was, this week's SmackDown Live was solid, like rock, in that there was nothing bad, overtly bad anyway, on the show, but at the same time, I felt quite underwhelmed by what I saw. Quite frankly, a lot of the stuff on last night's show could have been better, it felt like anyway, than it was. WWE, you minge-teasing bastards. Let's start. Now, on yesterday's WTF Moments video for this week's Raw, I mentioned that I should debut a new show on this Cultaholic YouTube channel called Hack Theory, because I, Ross Twiddell, am the biggest hack the wrestling world has seen since that man there. So then, without further ado, here is some hack theory to wrap your lips around. Eagle-eyed boys and girls at home would have seen that Erick Rowan was wearing a Killswitch Engage t-shirt on last night's SmackDown Live. If you didn't know this, I'm about to break your back with some information here, because Killswitch Engage were the band who did CM Punk's old This Fire Burns theme in the World Wrestling Entertainment. Therefore, Rowan wearing that t-shirt on last night's SmackDown Live was WWE saying to Phillip Brooks, "Hello Phil, we would welcome you back with open arms after we saw your StarCast shoot interview where you said you wouldn't not take our call if we were to call you." Watch that actually happen. But hey now, Eric, you are going after the wrong people, you massive ginger tree. Now, even though I have just called you a massive ginger tree, you claimed that us fans were disrespecting your sorry ass by claiming that you were less than human. Apparently, in your words, everybody in the world was calling you a massive redwood tree. Easy for me to say, less than a human being. That's just wrong. You're misinformed. Read a book, will you, Eric? First of all, Eric, if it wasn't for the trees, would the human beings have the oxygen to breathe in order to stay alive? And secondly, it was just that mile-high purveyor of boners, Tom Phillips, who would label you a redwood, who would label you less than a human being. It wasn't all of us fans, it was just Tom Phillips. Just shoot him, not the messengers, just shoot Tom. And then we have the moment that massive ginger oxygen provider Rowan did the Iron Claw to Daniel Bryan from the apron back into the ring. But in the process of doing the Iron Claw, that massive ginger oxygen provider got Daniel Bryan's leg caught in the ropes, and in the process, to me at least, a massive hack made Daniel Bryan take all of the impact from that move on his shoulders and his neck, which, as we all know, is something that man, or any man really, but especially that man, does not need with his history of neck-related, head-related, shoulder-related things. Now, I have no idea if this was supposed to happen, but the way that Erick Rowan panicked suggested it wasn't. He tried to choke pin Bryan, even though Bryan's leg was clearly caught in several ropes. It was all kicking off. I mean, Daniel Bryan wasn't kicking anything because his leg was caught, but it was chaotic scenes all the same. Now, what would you call this move? Let me run you through it right now. Luke Harper grabs Daniel Bryan by the hair. Luke Harper then lays Daniel Bryan down on his back. Luke Harper then gives Daniel Bryan a lovely little cuddle on the ring mat while kicking his heels up in the air like a teenage girl who would be laying on their bed on the front having a nice ditzy phone call with their boyfriend. Rowan then gets off Daniel Bryan. He got up, didn't. Answers in the comments below, please. If you need to go back and watch it all happen again, please do, because I couldn't work out what was going on. It was really weird.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Direct quote from Corey Graves from last night's SmackDown Live when he said Rowan has been making Roman Reigns' life hell for the past several months. Several One question here, of course, Corey Graves. What has been going on behind the scenes in WWE for the past several months between Rowan and Roman Reigns? Because as far as us fans know, in terms of what the company has told us, why are you keeping secrets, you horrible bastards? The scaffolding falling down on Roman Reigns, which kicked off this summer of attempted murders. That's a catchy catchphrase. That happened all the way back on July the 30th, and that is nowhere near long enough ago to class this as several months ago. Well, guess what, boys and girls? It's time for some more hack theory. So basically, every single time Roman Reigns has been going into the shower to wash and then condition and then wash again and condition again, how else do you get that lovely shine, that gleam? His lion's mane, basically, Erick Rowan, has been sneaking up behind Roman Reigns while he's in the shower, washing and conditioning his hair, and basically, he's been putting more shampoo on Roman's hair, making the process of washing Roman Reigns' hair way longer than it ever had to be. Sources close to the incident have told me it's earth-shattering news this. It's increased Roman Reigns' shower time from roughly 12 minutes to somewhere between 18 and 20 minutes. Unbelievable. So during the promo package that was shown to let us know who Brock Lesnar is, that was needed. Paul Heyman refers to Brock Lesnar as the career killer, and I hope you know where I'm going, boys and girls, because that Paul Heyman is gimmick infringement, and you know fine well it is. We all know that the career killer always has been and always will be one Michael James Cuthbert Awesome. Mike Awesome, a Cultaholic wrestling podcast. Is he a Hall of Famer? He should be. If he's not, we need to fix that. Because Awesome is his name. All his victims feel the pain they're dropped with an awesome bomb. They come down, they never come up. Brock Lesnar's ever had a custom theme like that, has he? Awesome's better than Lesnar. So then we had Mike Kanellis coming out to say some things to Chad Gable before we eventually got to Tom Phillips, who was all like, well, I thought that Rusev was Maria Kanellis' baby daddy. Corey Graves then replies to Tom Phillips by saying, nope, that was never a thing, nope. But the way that Corey said that to Tom led me to believe that somebody in WWE has told everybody on the air to never reference the fact that was the way that Rusev was brought back to TV, because Jesus Christ, it was awful, wasn't it? And you couple that with Renee Young on this week's Raw, turning into Malipalvich. He sounds like one of those musical instruments, doesn't he? Malipalvich. By saying that Rusev is 100% not the baby daddy. I believe we are working ourselves up to a shoot, brothers. Somebody backstage doesn't want that return to be referenced to ever again. That's a bit weird, isn't it? But it's not at the same time, but it's a bit weird all the same. So we were told during last night's SmackDown Live that the 24/7, 7-11, 48/7 European Television Championship rules were suspended during that tag team match there. But I'm left asking one question as always when these rules are enforced. Why didn't R-Truth or any member of the WWE SmackDown Live Women's Division, if that's a thing anymore, roll up Carmella during her entrance before the bell, because the rules were just applied during the match, not before or after? Charlotte, what are you doing? Why the hell is Charlotte just stood there allowing Carmella to be tapped out by a bank statement when Charlotte was tagging with Carmella and fighting for the winner's purse, which she would have got a share of if, she got in the ring, stopped that submission hold, locked a figure 8 on Sasha Banks and won the match for herself? In the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm sorry, my phone went off, I owe you a beer, but surely Kairi Sane just needs to invest in some glasses or a sassy little monocle, because her doing that is making her life 20 times as hard as it ever has to be. But hang on there, I was just speaking about Kairi Sane, wasn't I? Kairi Sane is there, so you need to bend me over, smack my ass, spit on me, piss on me. Don't piss on me. I've been watching that R. Kelly thing on Netflix and I still quite haven't recovered. But Kairi Sane and Asuka herself was on last night's SmackDown Live, and I thought they'd gone extinct with the I was about to say dildos there. The dodos and the genre of rock music. I am very happy to see they're both alive and well. But you need to head for the hills. You know why? The end is nigh, the end is nigh. Time to run away, the end is nigh. So last night we learned that Ali has gone through yet another needless name change on SmackDown Live, because despite the fact everybody on the air in a speaking position was calling him Ali, Kevin Dunn was calling him ALI. I wonder what that stands for, Kevin. Enlighten us, you very clever beaver. Now, did anybody else do this? When Ali did that, thank the high heavens above that Ali seemingly walked away unscathed from that thing there, because that thing there is scarier than the human embodiment of a nightmare. So after having his already injured knee injured even more by the revival at Clash of Champions like 10 days ago, Xavier Woods somehow is already completely fine, and that doesn't sit well with me whatsoever. But then you've got to think, don't you? Xavier Woods, he likes the video games, so he must have eaten some shrooms or gone to a secluded part of the Bay Area and walked through a giant, floating, spinning heart thing. It all makes sense, doesn't it?
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Corey Graves accused Byron Saxton of having a 40-year-old boyfriend. Now, immediately after doing this, Corey Graves admitted that came out wrong. But Jesus Christ, Corey, we knew that already because we've seen Byron Saxton try to chat up Nia Jax by offering her some apple pie made by his own mother that will make her toes curl. That will never work, Byron Saxton. And I'm speaking like I'm some sort of Casanova figure all of a sudden. WTF all round.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Otis's uncle and father are the same thing, Corey Graves said. And now for a man who lambasts the internet and the internet rumours and the internet speculation so much, I think Corey Graves is a massive knob for saying what he did say there. Enjoy getting caught wanking into your Mandy Rose magazine and having to explain what you were doing to Carmella, Corey. That showed him. So next up we have Mandy. Having a go at Kairi Sane, saying right into Kairi's face, Kairi, you will never look like me. Good. I don't know about you, Mandy, but I'd be worried if Kairi Sane ever looked like you. Now, who would have thought that Kairi Sane and former, somehow, Premier League footballer Titus Bramble would have something in common now, boys and girls? If you didn't scream, "Wah-hey!" when Kairi Sane completely airshot her first attempt at trying to kick that magazine out of Mandy's hands, then what even are you? Now, I know this move has been called this forever and a day, but this was the first time in a long old while it's been referenced live on WWE TV, so it took me by surprise. Kairi Sane's sliding elbow ting into the corner is called the sliding D, and I don't know about you, but I think that's a choice name for a professional wrestling move or a name for anything, anywhere, ever. Therefore, WTF moment. We want Shane McMahon gone from TV, Kevin Owens said. I'm suing your sorry sweaty arse Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens said. I want to end your life, Kevin Owens hopefully thought. But then we got to last night's SmackDown Live and Kevin Owens said, let's forget about all that, Shane McMahon. Let's put you, Shane McMahon, in one of what probably will be the main event matches at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Let's see Shane McMahon wrestle some more. Let's give Shane McMahon more TV time in the place of superstars who deserve it, right, Kevin Owens? That's right, boys and girls. At Hell in a Cell there will be a ladder match. Gimmick pay-per-view names need to go. Where if Colonel Sweaty Bollocks wins, Jesus Christ, I hope he doesn't win, he gets some things. And if Kevin Owens wins, Shane McMahon is fired from his role in WWE. Now, of course, this ladder match involving Kevin Owens used to specialise in ladder matches way back in the day, and Shane McMahon, who has a penchant, a fetish from falling from great heights, it will be nuts. But SummerSlam was supposed to be the end, WWE, and it wasn't. We've carried it on for more than a month now. Please let it be the end. Please. Shane McMahon must get written off television at Hell in a Cell for at least 12 decades, if not 13. If he doesn't, we will do nothing about it. We will sit down and we'll watch the show next week, then we'll go online and we'll moan about it. But for this, just end it, man. It's gone on too long. And so that's it, I guess, for all the WTF moments from the last ever of the SmackDown Lives, from the SmackDown Live era of 2016 to 2019. In terms of an era, it was up and down, wasn't it? We had our good bits. I personally thought the arse end of 2016 going into 2017 SmackDown Live is some of the best main roster WWE stuff we've seen this decade. But there was also some crap as well. So rest in peace, SmackDown Live. We barely knew you. Over to you, Fox, and Friday Night SmackDown. I've been Ross. Sorry. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us